Today we got the sassy man era. To me, this is one of the stupidest things because, like, women, not all women, some women, again, not all women, some women. Some women will say a man standing up for himself or talking back to a woman, that makes him sassy because she lying on him and he's telling her that she's wrong. That makes him sassy. That's stupid in my opinion. But if that's what makes me sassy, I'm going to do it because, yeah, I'm going to stand up for myself. And I think other people should too. But let's get into the video.
As a man, according to the internet's new rules, you officially get categorized as two groups nowadays. You're either group A.
Don't forget, I'm invincible.
Or you're either group B.
Alright guys, on 3 we're gonna take a boomerang. We're gonna shake our bottles, okay? So 1, 2, 3.
You look stupid, man.
And I speak for all men when I say we only classify as these and it's impossible to fit another category. Anyways, y'all, the talk of the interweb for the past couple of years has been that men are getting quote unquote soft. But it's been really ramping up from last year to now when people have been talking more about it. And the majority of the time, the main people saying this are men online, obviously. Whether it just be a comment on a post, an alpha male podcaster saying humanity is falling because of it. But another category of people that I also haven't seen mentioned that say it too is women online. I always have to say this because people are sped. Not all women are like that and say men need to be more manly and less sassy online. But usually the people I see mentioned that say it are the alpha gurus and male podcasters. And I don't usually see women mentioned in the conversation about it. They have another name for it too. They call it the quote-unquote sassy man apocalypse. And how it works is it'll be a man posting something on TikTok of them doing a more feminine-like activity. Could be something like doing Pilates. And before someone's like, huh, well, Tommy, those are perfectly normal activities that any gender can— Shut up! Calm your ass down. This ain't a Twitter comment section. We all know anyone can do these activities. Like, I don't have to explain when I say a feminine activity. And whenever a man posts him doing one of these activities, you'll at least get a couple of people in the comments saying, why is he acting so zesty or sassy? And it don't even gotta be something crazy for real. Like, a man could record himself and be drinking matcha in the video. And you'll have some people in the comments like, yo, bro, that's a little zesty. Why are you getting matcha and not pure black coffee? What am I gonna do with all these sassy men around? Like, why are you drinking the girly drinks?
Bro, like, this is the crazy thing, bro. Women will be like, we're in a sassy man era. Men used to go to war. You not a real man. I can't even think of no examples. But like the coffee thing, it's like, bro, like, what are y'all talking about? Like, I seen a girl say the men are dressing like studs. What are you talking about? They are literally copying and pasting us, just in a girl body. They get in the lineups, they putting on the dude clothes. We wouldn't know what dude clothes are. Sweatpants are not dude clothes. But it just depends on what type of sweatpants. Like graphic tees and skinny jeans, like super skinny jeans. Those are the dude pants. Graphic tees aren't, but the combination together make them the dude clothes. But it's just so weird because it's like, women will be like, why don't men cry? Why don't they tell me how they feel? And then when the nigga drinking some coffee, drinking some matcha, he felt like matcha today, so he got some matcha. You got something to say about it? Like, bro, not everything is weird or zesty or sassy. Even dudes, bro. Even dudes be like, oh, you not a real man if you don't do this. If you don't rip your show, if you don't walk 20 miles on feet, got your feet bloody, and you know you're not carrying tools and fits and stuff. It's like, bro, that's why they got mechanics. You can call them, have them come to the crib, fix them that they know how to do. Then you don't have to learn how to do it, and as long as you got the money to pay for it, I don't see the problem with it. But you'll get clowned for that. You'll get clowned for that nowadays, right?
Man on the internet, if you post you doing something like that, you really won't win. If you post you doing something slightly perceived as a feminine thing, you'll get hate from men and women. And I think this whole thing stems from older generations. Since Gen Z and before was raised by older generations that usually followed the traditional ways, a lot of us have carried these ways to our adulthoods. And you can pick out the good and bad between the things that we were taught compared to now. I'm not here to be a therapist and get everyone's perspective on how that lifestyle has affected them for good or bad. There's traditional things that work for some people and some don't, simple as that. But there's definitely things we can all universally agree on that they were low-key tripping over as men back in the day. Looking back at it, I couldn't live as a man like 20 to 30 years ago. Because you had to be boring as and fit in or your ass was gonna get flamed. A good example is like wearing pink. Back then, would not dare to touch the color pink because they knew if they did, they would probably get roasted by their friends or their family would think they're zesty. Shoot, up until my elementary school years, we still had that mindset. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't really change. And even something like skincare. Bro, you couldn't even take care of your skin without a potentially giving you the gay allegations. Man,
Bro, ain't gonna lie, bro. I remember when, like, this was before everybody was wearing buttons. Bro, I first tried to put on a button, instantly got called gay. Or I did not. Hold on, let me think. I didn't get called gay, but it was like, why you wearing a button? What do you mean? I'm protecting my hair. That's the point of wearing a button. Like, a do-rag is just gonna flatten your hair, and it don't stay on. It don't even stay on people's head with waves. How would it stay on mine? So I got freeforms. How's that gonna work? And it's like, any type of self-care, if it wasn't just rinsing your face off with water, taking 10-minute showers, if you do anything else, if you put on creams or butters while you in the shower, that's gay. Men should have rough hands. You shouldn't even put on no lotion. That was looked at as weird too. That was looked at as zesty too. That's so stupid.
Low-key live like cavemen back then. A lot of the fashion we wear too nowadays, they would think is zesty back then. You couldn't even put that on without getting the allegations. Like, it was just crazy. And I think the good thing about our generation is we're saying basic like, you can actually dress good and wash your face can happen without you getting the zesty allegations or being made fun of by your friends. But clearly some people are still entrenched into that old mindset. You got people like FitX Fearless, who I'm sure some of y'all have heard of, but if you don't know, he's another one of those alpha gurus who has his own course on how to become rich and handsome. And people actually pay to get advice on how to improve their looks from him.
Like these girls, they want Duke Dennis, they don't want me. It's not fair.
Oh, shut the hell up.
They want the jewelry, rich guy. They want everything. They don't want a regular Joe.
He built himself. Ain't nobody gave that dude shit. He built himself. You motherfucker get every dude at the finish line and be like, oh, why do women want him? Because he tried.
And he's one of those people.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie. That wasn't the bad take. I haven't heard any takes from him, but that was a good take. Dude Dennis is a finished product, so it makes sense. It does make sense. I can't lie. If you just starting out, you don't got no money, no success, and you don't look that good, that's what girls be looking at. Like, unless you met your significant other in high school and y'all still together, that's the only time you wouldn't have to have, like, where you could only have one of those things. Like, if you had money, then you cannot have the looks or the success. Really, most people don't have money or success in high school. They only have the looks. And as you get older, the success and the money comes. But if you a grown man out here, 19, 20, 21, 22, and beyond, 18 too, but 19, you're not going to, unless you just, been grinding for some years and then you get rich at 18. But they going to expect money, success, and looks. If you don't got at least two of those things, you're cooked, buddy. You're going to be lonely.
Well, I feel like that holds the traditional mindset from the past completely, because he's always complaining about the new generation and the styles people are rocking now. Like, he just hates any man that wears something baggy and thinks it looks childish. And he has multiple videos of him saying it makes you look homeless and dumb.
I'm gonna keep telling y'all dress like little kids. I don't care what anybody say, bro. The classy man is always the best looking man. Nobody could beat that guy. I don't give a damn what you say, bro. I don't give a damn about no new trends, this baggy clothes bullshit that you idiots think look cool. You don't look like a man. I don't give a damn what you think. Stop wearing baggy clothes. They make you look homeless. The losers on the internet want you to believe that a guy who dressed classy, a guy who wears fitted clothes, something is wrong with him. Not the guy who looks homeless and wears baggy.
Okay, two things can be true at once. Classy can look good, and the graphic tee and the baggy sweats or cargo pants can look good. It's just like when dudes do overly baggy, it's just like, what are you doing? You could have bought something else. And the classy look, some of them fits you got on fit as fearless. Like, this isn't bad, but it's like you dress like a nigga who 35.
The guy who wears fitted.
Like, let me go back. That one fit you had on with them, the pants don't go all the way down to your ankles. They do go all the way down. But this is some BS. You got on this tight black. This what I don't understand. You complain about a baggy clothes, but your clothes are so tight. Like, it's no medium. It's no medium. All your clothes don't gotta be tight to your chest. Like, why is your shirt so tight? Just to show off the muscles? Huh? That would make you a man, showing off your muscles? Like, bro, that shit outdated. It might work. It might still work, but that's because you're older. That shit don't... Girls don't even care about muscles. I ain't gonna lie. Like, they don't want you to look horrible, but if you look decent, you don't even have to have muscles. If you got a little bit... Like, a lot of dudes are naturally already got, like, some definition anyway. If you look decent, the dress shoes, look like you finna go to church every day, they don't want this, bro. They don't want this.
On the internet want you to believe that a guy who dressed classy, a guy who wears fitted clothes, something is wrong with him. Not the guy who looks homeless and wears baggy clothes that is quote unquote comfortable. The problem with this is you don't command respect with your image.
I'm sorry, bro, but I'm not trying to look like The Rock from the 90s every time I step out the house, or dress like I'm going to a wedding every day. Some occasions deserve the fitted clothes and some deserve the baggy clothes. That's all it is. Because fashion has always been the one thing that's progressed and changed depending on its time. So why would you want to stay one style forever without trying different things? If people treated fashion like his thinking forever, then we'd still be wearing those 1800s outfits. This is the type of thinking older generations still have though. Like, he low-key gives me the vibes of what a woman in her 50s would dream as their one-night stand. Universally with fashion though, I think we've all been way more open to changing up things in our generation. I mean, in 2017, we're dressing like this and we realized...
Yeah, this was some BS. I remember the Supreme and Bape days.
That's alright. We got
the jeans, like the jeans that would have rips in them, but then would have the colors underneath. I remember those days. People was wearing Gucci shoes, who were like, and Gucci headbands. I remember that. Put that Gucci headband down. No diss to Illuminati. Please don't sue me, bro. I said sue me. Please don't roast me. I'm a nigga. I know I'm a nigga on TikTok who don't even show my face, and I got a microphone that's my profile. I know you ain't gotta cook me. I know this ain't a diss. I'm just saying I don't like that Gucci headband. I don't like the Gucci headbands, bro. Don't cook me. But if you do cook me, more views. No, I'm just playing.
gotta change this up. But then you go out actually putting that on and you're gonna have some older family member side-eyeing you, thinking you might swing the other way because you wanted to dress nice. A thing you'll hear some women say online is the phrase, men used to go to war. And it's used as an insult online, usually when it's a man doing something perceived more feminine. When I say perceived more feminine too, it really doesn't even have to be that. It could just be him doing something fun. It's to the point where some of them will literally record random men in public to make fun of them for it.
if we going this route, women used to not have any rights. So that phone she's holding, if they had phones back then, she wouldn't have one. I'm sure of it. She wouldn't even be in this public place. She would be in the house cooking. Like, I hate when people say that. Things change over time. And I'm not saying that I don't want women to have rights, because I do want them to have rights. And they're more than capable, just like men are. We both equal. It's certain things men can do that women can't, and there's certain things that women can do that men can't. And simple as that. Simple as that. A lot of cases, women are stronger than men. So, not stronger, but smarter. That's what I meant to say. A lot of cases, women are stronger than men. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I want women to still be in the house, only expected to cook and take care of kids. I'm not saying that. It's just the take of men used to go to war. That's outdated. People change. Times change, bro.
Like, all bro did in the first video was drink a frappe he bought with his hard-earned money. And all they did in the other was take a picture at a staircase. And by the way, there's a more than 100% chance men built those stairs. So I'd be damned as a man if I can't take pictures of something I build. I'll take a million pictures if I want to. The whole men used to go to war thing doesn't make sense to me, because for one, millions of men still do go to war all over the world. Like, do you not read the news or something? There's about a war started every week nowadays. And for the men at war in the past, do you think they actually wanted to be there? Men had zero choice but to be in the war. They would literally draft your name out a hat and you had to be in the field, or your ass was getting sent to prison to eternally be a named Bubba's prison wife. Also, there's a lot of countries where men around the world are still required to be in the military. Like in South Korea, BTS had to stop for a while because some of the members had to do their mandatory military service. And this type of president to me probably isn't the best thing to set, because if y'all really do want it to go back to men fighting in wars and stuff, as a man, as soon as you're 18, you're gonna wait for your duties. And as a woman, if you don't for your husband one day, you and the children got a 50% chance of getting beat that night. Because that's what the older generations of men did. Like, I really don't think you want to be that generation. And then you go in the comment sections of these videos, and it's women saying things like, men are so princessy now, or so many princesses. I also get confused by this too, because isn't it mainly women saying men need to be more tapped in their emotions? Like, for decades, the complaint has always been that men
I'm telling you, I literally said this, bro. I literally said this.
Men are so emotionless and never like to express themselves. And that definitely is true a lot of times. You try to talk to any man over 60 about mental health or therapy and they go, mental health? My mental health was working 128-hour work weeks at 10 years old and walking 5 miles to school after, and then walking 5 miles back to finish the day. Then going on my grandpa's boat and fishing 5 fish a day for the entire family to eat. Mental health is something you made up after the 2000s. That was my impression of a blue-collar worker. Then when men nowadays actually try to express themselves, we're sassy and princesses? This just shows me that a lot—
Like, bro, girls record themselves crying on TikTok every day. Let a man do it, he getting called sassy off the rip. They gonna call him a princess. They gonna call him they gonna call him a princess. They might even call him gay. Now, the same thing, if somebody break into the house, who is expected to go and protect the house? Not the women. The women are, unless the women are the only people there, then they don't have a choice. But if they have a man there, and let's just say, God forbid, let's say that something happened to the men. Happened to the women, right? And the man just ran away instead of protecting his family. Everybody is gonna say he's not a man for that. He's weak, all that. But women be talking like they just a man. Women be talking like they're a man. Like, no, you're not a man. You're the woman. You're the princessy one. Don't get it confused. Some dudes do be acting princessy, and they can do that if they want to. There's nothing wrong with that either. However way you swing, that's just the way you swing. Nobody can't make you do anything else. You're a grown man. But women be acting like if they didn't get it, women be acting like they wouldn't call on a man if they didn't get in trouble, bro. If they needed some help to lift some, to build something, they not gonna call a woman to do it. They gonna call a man. So they need to stop with all that. again, this is not all women. I want to say that because I posted some on Instagram and it just got taken so out of context.
A lot of y'all saying this will say one thing online, then act completely different when it comes to actual situations. Now, I obviously don't think all the women saying men used to go to war are serious and they're just joking, but it's one of those things where it's so many people saying it, everyone can't be joking about it. I didn't realize this until I grew up, but in our generation, there's still a ton of women that want to live that more traditional lifestyle. Because all you would see on ads and online for years, it was all about independence for women and living that lifestyle, which if it works for you, that's amazing. You know, I don't got no complaints. But then as I grew up and would ask the women around in my life what they wanted for the future, you know, when I became college age and everybody's trying to figure out what they want to do with their life, I would hear a surprising amount of them saying the more traditional thing and maybe working a side job just so they're not working. Nothing wrong with that either. So I don't want a future for me. I'm gonna provide the best I can for whoever I'm with. As long as the relationship is healthy, a relationship can turn anyone. Then a couple of years ago, that thing blew up on TikTok called trad wives, where it's pretty much women talking about the traditional lifestyle and what they live like. And this lifestyle turned into a toxic thing, yes. That's why you have a group of good people around you to tell you and maybe turn to that. You know, it can turn real quick from happily married with kids and your dream lifestyle to you or cooking the children and arguing on dining table. I think the correlation, this type of lifestyle starting to trend more and more, and you know, men getting called sassy and zesty online. You know, this is just my view, but I wasn't really seeing this ramp up like this whole repeating such amount of women also have the traditional mindset thing too. Anyway, to wrap everything up, as a man, you shouldn't be crashing out and angry over your girl asking you if you want to get a pedicure with her. Every word you're gonna get received as sassy online if people see it. Maybe it's just the name. If you call it a manly feeling, more would be doing it. Like, it's fine to take care of your skin and make sure you're right. And you do all this while also doing the traditional more manly stuff, like locking in with the gym and lifting and providing for whoever you're with in life. I could just never take it serious if another person is trying to call me sassy online because of something. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it is stupid. But at the same time, and to make a point to what he was saying, about the traditional wife thing, in my opinion, I don't think there should ever be a time where if a husband and wife are together, one person has all the money and the other person just like everything they do depend on the husband. Because what if something happened to the husband and I don't know, you don't know how to get into you don't know how to get into his bank account to pay the bills, or y'all was living paycheck to paycheck, so you know there's no money until he gets paid, but he like, I don't know, now you got to figure out something to do, you know, how you gonna eat, how you gonna do all that. But if both of y'all got money, it won't be a problem. That won't be a problem. Also, if y'all divorced, what's gonna happen? Like, how is that gonna work? Because then now he got to give you his stuff because you didn't have anything other than the stuff he bought you, but you don't got any money. You can't just leave. That's why a lot of people don't leave, because they don't got the money to leave and they don't work. So then it's like they get abused, they in a unhealthy relationship, but they just dealing with it because he got all the money and he buy everything and they don't gotta work. But yeah, can't be me. Me and my girl, we both gonna have money. We both gonna have that bag. You feel me? But with that being said, this is the end of the video, so I'm gonna stop it right here. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the video. I post twice a day. You don't want to miss that. I'm posting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times on TikTok. Also, my TikTok is BeanReacts. You know, just in case you want to check me out. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video.